and welcome to episode 4 of the HamCorp training manual. In this session, we will build an actual starting base for the corporation and delve into steam age technology, culminating with the bricked blast furnace, which produces steel. So last time I discovered that I actually need to make the primitive blast furnace before I can make a hammer, and to do that I need to progress more in the quests. So the first step is to get some copper and some tin. Luckily I've already mined a little bit of tin, but just enough copper, but I know that this isn't going to be enough, so I'm going to spend a bunch of time mining some more copper while also smelting what I have right now. And then we'll see how much we have at the end of it. I got sidetracked doing some stuff at the farm, but the tin is done. So I know I said I was going to go mining, but I did already have enough copper just to finish the quest, so I just went ahead and did that. But yeah, now I can make some bronze. And then I can finally enter the steam age, which would be very nice. Okay, time for the last main quest of this page. To make the small coal boiler. Okay, we are officially in the steam age. And I also have some hollow glasses, which do something. They let me look into chests without looking into chests, which is kind of nice. But it can be a little annoying with the larger chests, just because there's so many different items. But yeah. So I'm actually wondering what I should do next. I'm thinking it might be time to actually build a house to live in. Instead of this little cobblestone little shit shack. And I think I might build it next to the farm. At least for now. I don't think this is going to be the final spot for the base because, yeah, I'd like it to be more centrally located, and I want the center to be, yeah, basically like kind of here, or maybe like here. Yeah, either way, I don't really want it to be here. Just because it's so far from the farm, and right now I really need quick access to the farm for food. Oh, but there's also this big mountain. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bit to think about. It doesn't have to be the main permanent base, I guess. So just something like here for now, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So I made a copy of the world, and I went into creative mode on the copy, and I built a house. And I'm pretty happy with the design, so I saved the schematic, which you can do. You basically designate the coordinates of two opposite corners of a cube, and then it saves everything in the cube. And I saved it as starter home. And when you load it, it also tells you a list of materials that you need. So I have favorited those materials, and I have scaled it up to the number of materials, obviously, and also broken it down. So for example, the bit needs Z-tone tiles, but the Z-tone tiles need stone slabs, and the stone slabs need stone, blah, 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 blah. So I've saved everything, and most of this is... I'm definitely making this too early, and it's going to be quite a grind at this point, but I played RuneScape, so I guess that means I like that. The only problem is this flint dust. The flint dust I can currently make with a mortar and some flint, but it gives me tiny flint, so I would basically need like 400 flint to get 46 flint dust, which is a bit much, but there's a better recipe for flint dust that uses the macerator, and I can make a steam macerator basically now that we're officially in the steam age. But this means that I also have to invest in some steam infrastructure and some infinite water and blah 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 blah. But I think it's worth it because this is just 92 flint instead of 400 flint, which is much more reasonable. So yeah, I'm gonna get started collecting all of these materials, and once we get to the point where it's time to make the flint dust, I will show you that as well. Okay, it has been a few hours. I know I said that I was going to push into steam machines before making the flint dust, but I lied. I just went and got 1,500 gravel instead because I'm crazy. And I've managed to bring together all of the blocks that I need to build the house that I've designed. So, yeah, I want to do that before continuing because I think having a base that I actually want to look at will help a lot with motivation and just wanting to play more. So yeah, so I'm gonna construct the house and see you after that. Okay, so most of this has been built. I failed to realize that I actually need steel before I can make these slanted blocks or these ramp blocks because I need to make an architect saw bench first, and that requires steel screws. So to finish the house, I'm a little gated by steel saws, but at least I have something. It's a little bit of a better workspace than what I have before, so I think I'm gonna start moving everything over here just over time, and also gonna start progressing further into tech. So the first step in our progression to Steam is to get a source of infinite water, because as I've said before, the water in GTNH is not infinite by itself. So we need to find some way to get infinite water, and this is the early game solution of doing this. So it's to make the Railcraft water tank, and this just generates water over time based on how much humidity is in the chunk. As you can see on the top left right now, over here where I'm standing is 10% humidity, so that's pretty bad. So I'm gonna go try and find a spot that has, oh, this is 50, which which is already a lot better. But I want to find something close to where the new base is gonna go, or where the new base is, that has at least 70 or at least 80% humidity. So I found a spot right here. This has 80% humidity where this tree is. So I'm gonna set up the Railcraft tank over here. But first I need to actually make it. And that needs quite a bit of iron, almost a stack of iron to turn into rods. And I might even make 2 of these, to be honest. But yeah, so that means I need to go get to mining, do some resource gathering, and then I will see you again once I have the materials for the water tank siting. So I brought together all of the stuff to make the water tank. Here are all the water tank blocks. There's the quest. I get some free pipes, which is very nice. And some loot bags. And ooh, epic bacon. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That is very nice. How do I make this? Huh. Okay, this could be easy. I don't know if we have all of these. I'm gonna favorite this recipe though, because this is really strong. Because it's just any meat? No, it's any pork, I guess. But for now, let's put together this water tank and connect it to the small coal boiler. Okay, and as you can see, we are gathering water. 20 liters per second. Liters doesn't really make sense as the unit here, but whatever. That's a lot. 20 liters per second. Okay. So this is pretty slow, but it's passive and infinite. So if I just leave this for a while and go mining or something or building, and I come back, this is going to be pretty significantly full. So since this produces water at 20 liters per second, these small pipes are actually more than enough. I think, is there a tiny wooden pipe? Oh, okay. So there's no tiny wooden fluid pipe. So the small wooden fluid pipes are the smallest. There's no tiny. And they transport fluid at 200 liters per second. So 10 of these would be enough to keep up with what the small wooden fluid pipes can do. So I don't really need to make the better fluid pipes. I can just stick with the small and then have a pipe that runs it back to the base, and then I can access the water from the base. I don't have a wrench on me. I need to go get a wrench. Something else that just occurred to me now that I have this wrench in hand is that the pipes can get kind of laggy if you don't explicitly tell them which direction to allow fluids to go. So I also need to do that. And I just do that by holding shift and right clicking on the interface between 2 pipes. So now water can only travel in this direction from this pipe to this pipe. Water will never travel from this pipe to this pipe. Okay, all the pipe has been laid. I just need to repair my pickaxe to make it go through this bit block. And yeah, and then the base has access to some water. I can start doing actual machine stuff. So I haven't talked about what the different rooms in this house or in this base are supposed to be yet. It's a pretty small base. But my original plan was for this to be the kitchen. But I'm now thinking that maybe this should be kind of a machine room, and that should be the kitchen. I guess that's closer to the storage, so I guess that should be the machine room, so I can go back and forth really easily. Okay, so this will be the kitchen, which means this needs to be moved. That can stay. I'm just gonna put this tool station here. And yeah, okay, so this is gonna be the machine room. The small coal boiler can go here. Starts filling up with water, very nice. We don't really have any tanks capable of storing steam right now, so that's something I have to figure out. But at least we can start making steam and start doing things with machines now. So according to the quest book, the first thing I want to make is the alloy smelter, which makes sense because I'm going to need red alloy immediately in the future. So this is the first machine I'm going to make. Here's a brick bronze hull and the alloy smelter. And done. So now with some copper and redstone, I can make some red alloy. Yeah, one copper dust or ingot and 4 redstone makes one. Oh, that's pretty expensive. Okay, so I need 14 ingots for now, but I'm gonna need a lot more. But luckily I did find a redstone vein while I was looking for tin. So that's very good. That's a lot of redstone we have. But I need to process it, which is pretty painful. Yeah, so the terrible news is that I just haven't mined a lot of redstone, or any actually. I think this is all just from small ores. So I'm gonna spend quite a bit of time just mining up some redstone, some copper, and some tin. Um, yeah, I'm gonna need a lot, so that's gonna be a lot of mining that needs to be done. I don't really want to keep going back and forth, fixing the pickaxe and then breaking it, and then fixing it and then breaking it, and then I also have to get iron so I can keep doing that. Instead of that, I noticed that in the Stone Age questline, there's actually making better tools. And I'm pretty sure the bronze pickaxe, because of this reinforced one, has a much higher durability. It says 285. I don't really know what. Yeah, this is 188. So that's like 50% longer. And it's a higher mining level, so I can mine more things. Um, so yeah, that would be pretty nice. So I'm gonna quickly make the bronze pickaxe head and bronze shovel head, and the casts obviously to do that. I know I probably should make the aluminum brass casts, but to be honest, I don't. I'm just lazy. HamCorp would like to remind you that the CEO is actually a very hardworking person, and he is not lazy at all. So I'm just gonna do it the easy way and make the single-use clay casts. So each of these say material cost 1, so I just need a single bronze for each of these, I think. But I think I've used all my bronze. Well, I have some bronze dust here, so. Okay, here's the shovel head, the axe head. Soon enough, the pickaxe head. There it is. I am gonna move the bed, I think. I made sure in my design that mobs can't spawn inside the base. Everything should be spawn proof because of the torch placement. It's all calculated. And this is the bedroom. So I've started moving some stuff over from the old base. I started sorting the chests a little bit. These are ores, for example. These are dusts. And I also started producing some steam, but not enough because the boiler isn't hot enough yet. That's why you hear the horrible sound of the craft failing. Yeah. So basically, what happens in GregTech machines is if you run out of energy or steam in the middle of a craft, it will halt the progress and bring it or reset the progress even actually. Um, but that's fine. That's just because this thing is still heating up. Once this heats up all the way, this will start to smelt, and then we'll get some red alloy. So I thought that this was just a heat issue, but actually it's not. It's the problem is the small coal boiler actually does not make steam fast enough to keep up with this. So what I've done is I've used the soft mallet to pause the machine, and I'm gonna wait for some steam to buffer, and then once it's buffered, I'll turn the machine back on, and then yeah, I'll just have to micromanage this first batch of red alloy. And the red alloy is done. Okay, and now I need to make a wire cutter. So once I have wires, I need these in my hand to dig them up. Similar to the wrench, which I need to dig up machines. Because if I break this with a pickaxe, Yeah, I'm only gonna get the brick bronze hull back, not the actual alloy smelter. That's not good. Okay, next up I need to make some pistons. Well, I need to make one piston, but I know that's not gonna be enough. But for now I am just gonna make one piston. And this is not a nice recipe. So I've made everything I need for the piston. And here it goes. Are you still living in your dirt/cobble hut? Nope. And we have the first, or I guess the second machine, steam compressor. Okay, so I am kind of just rushing steel at the moment. There's a lot of kind of horizontal growth I can do. Oh my god, shut up. I'm gonna stand over here. What's up, doggy? Anyway, so for steel, I need to make the bricked blast furnace. And this thing is, yeah, it is quite expensive. Not only is it expensive, it's also pretty polluting. 200 pollution per second. Yeah, that's the most pollution we have out of anything here. But yeah, okay, back to gathering clay. This is the GregTech experience. Okay, I got my 1,000 clay. My back. Step 2, 28 iron plates and 4 furnaces. I think the 4 furnaces are what the cobble and flint are for. Okay, I spent a bunch of time mining. I got a bunch of iron, smelted it. I also got a couple of diamonds from the diamond vein, and I also started mining some gypsum and calcite because I noticed that we actually need a decent amount in this quest. And actually, that's the reason that I got the diamonds because, yeah, I just need to macerate stuff so I can get double because these ores are kind of not really that easy to get. Even though they appear in the veins, they're pretty sporadic. They're not the primary ore, so you don't get a lot. Alright, that's 4 iron furnaces. That is my least favorite sound in the world. Okay, well, I'm gonna get to processing this calcite. And probably also this gypsum from step 10. Just because I know that I need it in the future, so I may as well start processing it now. Yeah, and yeah, so I'll see you once step 4 and step 10 are complete. Okay, as promised, I have gathered up all of the dust, calcite dust, and gypsum dust. They were exactly as annoying as you think it was. I have also started making the bricks that I need. The quest only needs 1 brick dust and 1 brick and 1 fire brick, but that's a lie. You need 36 fire brick blocks, and each of them needs 6 fire bricks. So you actually need 216 fire bricks, and that adds up to a lot of brick dust and clay dust. So I'm smelting the bricks right now, and we'll come back to that. But I also need to make these buckets of concrete. And these buckets of concrete are going to be crafted one at a time, and I need water, and that is so annoying. But at least all the dusts are in order, so it's just a matter of actually crafting it. And yeah, that's gonna suck, but what can you do? Okay, it took some time, mostly just kind of AFK waiting for the machine to process, but we have all the fire bricks. And here is the final fire brick. Amazing. So we can finally get started on making some steel. Now I know in the beginning making steel is really slow. So this is gonna have to be a passive process for now while I do other things. But I guess the first few steel should be fine. I can just wait. The time has finally come to place the blast furnace. So to make steel, this is just iron ingot and coal coke. Coal coke is, I think, a little annoying to get. Oh, but I can also use charcoal, but it's quite a bit slower and uses twice as much charcoal. But yeah, okay. Let me get some iron. Yeah, let me just do all of it. No, let me do how much I can, which is 16 with the 32 coal coke. I'm just gonna use that on this. I think that's why it was given to me as a quest reward. That would make sense. I'm also just passively processing some ores here. Iron ingots and coal coke. In 240 seconds, we will have our first steel. I think I need 2 for the architect saw bench. Because, yeah, 2 steel screws. Oof. Oof. Okay. I need more than that. Yeah, okay. The rest of it is fine. It's just the weighted pressure plate is kind of the most annoying thing for the architect saw bench. But this is something I'm going to use basically till the end of the game. So it'll be very good to make it as soon as I can. And then I can actually finish the house because this is not the final product. But yeah, I guess we'll be back when this steel is processed. Thank you for watching this episode of the HamCorp Training Manual. In the next session, we'll finally get our first steel and finish up the base. Surely better tools will soon follow. HamCorp would like to remind employees of their contractual obligation to like and subscribe. See you next time.